Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Crawford with Estill Development Alliance, and I will be acting as MC and moderator tonight. Welcome to tonight's Candidates Forum, featuring the candidates for Estill County Sheriff, Estill County Judge Executive, Kentucky House of Representatives, 91st District, and Kentucky Senate, 30th District. I would like to acknowledge the cooperation and support of our community partners, along with Estill Development Alliance, including Estill County Schools, the Estill County Public Library, Pickup Country 104.9 FM, who is handling all our sound and live streaming this evening, and a special thanks to the women's clubs of both our local parties for working together to make this event possible. We appreciate the candidates who have come out tonight to participate, and we thank each voter for taking the time to listen to what these candidates have to say. Please note that event sponsors and partners are conducting this forum as a community service and are not publicly endorsing any candidate. Also, please keep the following in mind. We ask that all cell phones be silenced or turned off during the forum. We ask that audience members be respectful of the facilities and refrain from bringing food or drinks into the auditorium. Restrooms are located outside the auditorium doors to the left. Please be respectful at all times. Verbal attacks on speakers by audience members or by other candidates will not be tolerated. We ask that audience members refrain from talking loudly or calling out during the forum. School board policy requires that no materials endorsing any candidate be displayed or distributed on school property. The order in which candidates speak tonight has been determined by random drawing. I will be referring to each candidate tonight as Mr. or Ms. Candidates will be introduced and then given 3 minutes in which to speak about their candidacy. At no time should a speaker refer to opposing candidates or opposing parties during his or her speech. This is a forum, not a debate. During each statement, the timekeeper will indicate when the speaker has 1 minute remaining and signal when time is up. And she's right down here. Following the 5 questions, each candidate will be allowed to make a 2-minute closing statement. Candidates are invited to either sit or stand during their session, depending on their preference. If you stand, though, you have to pick up the mic. I will read each question aloud for both candidates, and their time will begin when I have completed the question. Tonight, our timekeeper is Jessica Stevens, the Member Services Director for the Estill County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for serving as timekeeper, Jessica. And again, my name is Joe Crawford. I'm Executive Director for Estill Development Alliance, and I will be acting as your moderator. Tonight, we will start with candidates for Estill County Sheriff, then move on to candidates for Estill County Judge Executive, then 91st District Representative, and finally to 30th District Senator. Will our sheriff candidates please step forward? You're welcome to take a seat or stand, whichever you like. So in ballot position order, we have Ken White, we have Chris Flynn. And again, a drawing was held before the forum to determine who would speak first. Ken White, you now have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for letting us come out and hearing what we have to say, giving us your reason to vote for one or the other of us. My name is Ken White. I'm the Republican candidate for Estill County Sheriff. After graduating from the police academy, I've worked 20 plus years in law enforcement, including over 19 as the chief of police in Ravenna. I still continue extensive training from the police academy each and every year. I was the chairman of the Estill County Toys for Tots for 20 years. If elected, both my deputies and myself will be available to everyone in the county. I don't believe the Sheriff's Department should be behind a locked door where people can't get to. My door will always be open because your concerns will be my concerns. The Sheriff works for the people, and I will remember that. I believe law enforcement should show up in person when there's a complaint instead of just making a phone call. That means so much more to the people that's in need. The Sheriff's Department under my watch will be known for its dedication, its honor, and its integrity. And I want to add one more word to that: faithful. Faithful to God, faithful to my wife and family, and faithful to the people, the good people of Estill County. That's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. White. Now, Chris Flynn, you have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's forum. I'd like to thank everyone that has helped to make this forum possible tonight. I feel that these forums are a critical part in helping everyone to make an informed decision in the upcoming election. I would also like to thank you for electing me to serve you as your sheriff for the past 3 years. It's been an honor and I've enjoyed every minute of it as your Estill County Sheriff. 4 years ago, I was only able to tell you what my vision and plans for the Sheriff's Office was. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to give you a report on a few of the things that my staff and I have accomplished during this term in office. I have 2 full-time clerks in the office. Having 2 full-time clerks with each over 20 years of experience has kept the tax collection duties, the civil process papers, the CCDW renewals, as well as other daily tasks the office is responsible for running smoothly. These clerks are also certified vehicle inspectors and do a number of other things throughout the office. We also have a full-time court security officer now. That court security officer has in place the metal detector at the courthouse. We have a checkpoint going into the courtroom now, and that is manned all the time. The court security officer also has other duties. He's a certified vehicle inspector for the office, and we are reimbursed $15 an hour back from the state to help cover that position. I also have 2 full-time school resource officers. In partnership with the school board, we've been able to accept a contract with them and provide 2 school resource officers, as well as I have 3 full-time and 2 part-time road deputies that are all fully certified and graduates of the DOCJT Academy. One of the first things I did when I took office was I marked all the vehicles because I thought it was important that all the vehicles and all the deputies be visible while they're out serving the community. We have updated all the deputies' equipment, including tasers, vehicles, firearms, ballistic vests, and uniforms. On Thursdays, we now have extended office hours for tax collection. We accept credit card payments for tax collection, either over phone or in person. We've maintained proficient audits. We actually was one of the about 40-something sheriff's offices in the state of Kentucky that in 2020 we were approved for an AUP, which is Agreed Upon Procedures Audit. That audit has saved over $10,000 for the county by maintaining proficient audits. We have also participated in the sheriff's ranch by taking kids out there. We have 2 certified canines, one of them being mine, that I used my personal GI Bill for and went to Arkansas and obtained the canine through that. Keep in mind, these are not ideas or things that I'm promising you if elected. These are things that we already have in place and will remain in place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. And Mr. Flynn, mental and behavioral health is an issue becoming more recognized in our society. What do you feel should be the sheriff's role in addressing this challenge? You have 2 minutes.
This is an issue that we deal with regularly and spend a lot of time on. It's just you don't know about it because it's all confidential matters when it deals with health. So there's 2 ways that we get involved. Either a family goes to the county attorney's office or someone that knows somebody with a mental issue and files a petition with the court system, and then the judge signs it. The other way is if we arrest someone in our presence that is that we determine to be a mentally ill or a danger to themselves or others. We were actually a part of a pilot program through the court system that we used to transport them all the way to Eastern State. They changed that to where we were part of a pilot program that actually transported them to the office and did a virtual evaluation. Because just because we deem it or somebody does a petition doesn't necessarily mean that that person meets the criteria to actually go onto the floor. So the pilot program involved us working with New Vista, and we would take them down and get them evaluated by a qualified mental health professional, and then they would make the determination whether we were to take them on to Eastern State or take them back home. every time whenever we would take them to Eastern State, if they didn't meet criteria, they would have to be put in a cab and brought back home. So this program was designed to save money, and we did identify a lot of issues with it throughout the testing phase of it. And at the beginning of the year, it is going into place in all the regions within the Eastern State serves.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Mr. White, mental and behavioral health is an issue becoming more recognized in our society. What do you feel should be the sheriff's role in addressing this challenge? You have 2 minutes.
Anything we do would be an effort to divert people with mental illnesses from the law enforcement system and assist them in moving towards recovery and reclaiming their own lives. The Sheriff's Department will receive from the police the police department that if I'm elected, will receive training from the police academy. The first class will be in law enforcement's response to special needs persons. Further, we will receive additional training from local programs such as the Kentucky River Foothills, Baptist Health, Helping Hands, and there's also a program called the Police Mental Health Collaboration that can assist us. There are grants from the COPS program to help set up evaluations for anyone that we run into. What I've learned from studying on this is there is actually 6 steps that will help in determining mental and behavioral health. Crisis intervention team, that is trained responders, trained caseworkers, and trained dispatchers. Having an active diversion of people with mental illness from incarceration, possibly having mental health courts, mental health screening, if they happen to go to jail, have a screening done there. Also, if they have to go to jail, have mental health treatment while they're in there. Then have number 6 would be discharge planning for reentry into society so they can regain their life. We will try to help in any way that we can, and we're always looking for other alternatives. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. White, addiction has touched every citizen of Estill County in some way. What approach will your office take to address this issue, whether it be from a prevention or a law enforcement perspective? You have 2 minutes.
Addiction has touched every family in Estill County in some way or the other. What I want to do is I want to sit down with the judges and reach out to the local rehabs to try to get a help plan going. Local rehabs here in the county are the Foothills Health and Wellness Center, the Isaiah House, New Day Recovery Center, Helping Hands, a Camp Mariposa for children 9 to 12. And I just learned a few days ago that Estill County High School has a program for substance abuse. And if anyone's interested in that, I do have the number. If you'll get with me, I'll pass that on to you. It's estimated over 32 million people struggle each and every day with addiction. We need a good strategy and cooperation from everyone that will help with recovering and getting these people back on their feet. We have to have cooperation. That's no doubt about that. We don't have a jail in this county, and the jails we transport to are overwhelmed. But if they do have to be sent to jail, you have to remember, jail time is not just punishment, but it's supposed to be to rehabilitate the person also. So we'll get some help there. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Flynn, addiction has touched every citizen of Estill County in some way. What approach will your office take to address this issue, whether it be from a prevention or law enforcement perspective? You have 2 minutes.
This is an everyday battle that we are proactively fighting and is a top priority of mine. Just yesterday, Deputy Josh King and myself completed the Blue Cross narcotics trials where we trained 4 days on narcotics detection and certified with both of our canines. Having these 2 canine units have been a big help in combating the drug problem. So I've got to focus on the law enforcement perspective and work with the community partners on the prevention and all that. We investigate drug activity reports all the time. Many of these investigations have led to the arrest and conviction of many individuals with various felony charges. And I always encourage anyone with information to call the office because I do take the drug stuff serious, and most of the time I'm personally out investigating those and following up because as sheriff, my family can attest, they know I work 7 days a week. I don't have a time clock that I punch when I go home or anything. I work closely with the county attorney and the Commonwealth attorney also to identify individuals that we have charged, trying to figure out if we can get them into drug rehabilitation programs, drug court, and all that. So that's part of the the rehabilitation through the charging them criminally will lead to them helping them to find help in the rehabilitation programs, whether it be drug court or through probation and parole.
All right, thank you. Now, Mr. Flynn, how do you plan to cooperate with other law enforcement agencies as well as other agencies and organizations within Estill County and beyond? You have 2 minutes.
So we are already cooperating with many agencies and organizations. During my time in office, I have attended yearly conferences that the Kentucky Sheriff's Association has put on. I have met and made many friends with sheriffs throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And the Kentucky Sheriff's motto is "No sheriff stands alone." And I could pick my phone up right now and call any one of them that I know. And, you know, that's building those relationships with those. I've also worked with local, state, and federal agencies. This summer, we were able to obtain our first federal indictment warrant on an individual here in the county, and I'm working with them on other cases to hopefully get obtain other indictments. We have a good relationship with all the community partners. There are many organizations that know all they have to do is call me, and I'll come and help them in any way. I'll give my phone number out to anyone and everyone. It's on my business card. I'm always a phone call away if anybody needs me.
Thank you. Mr. White, how do you plan to cooperate with other law enforcement agencies as well as other agencies and organizations within Estill County and beyond? You have 2 minutes.
As long as I've worked here, I've worked hard to get a good working relationship with each and every department, not only the police departments and KSP, but also the county attorney's office, Commonwealth attorney's office, offices in the courthouse. See, I don't believe in being on an island and not communicate with others. I want to have a working relationship with our local departments, KSP, and every surrounding county. I think having to sit down and just with the other agencies once a month or once every 2 months, and so to compare notes and try to discuss plans to make it as hard as possible for anyone to get their hands on illegal drugs. And that will benefit not only the Sheriff's Department, but it will benefit to all the local police departments everywhere. Excuse me. Offering other agencies assistance and caring about what complaints they are receiving will show them that we want the best for everyone. They, in turn, will hopefully show us the same cooperation because the problems that they're having, it's going to come to Estill County before long anyway. Communication is the key. You have to talk. Showing respect to the other departments gets everyone on the same page so you can work together to make Estill County safer. Just talk to one another. That's all it takes. You'd be surprised what we might know that was the final piece of the puzzle for another department. Vice versa. They may know something that we've been looking for a while, and that fills our puzzle in. But thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now, Mr. White, what are your ideas for programming and activities by the Sheriff's Office that could benefit the community? You have 2 minutes.
I want to get the DARE program started by using the school resource officers at the school. I want to work with Camp Burnhamwood to start a program like Trooper Island for the kids so we can get the children involved and they can grow up and hopefully want a job in law enforcement. And I want them to know that we're not the enemy. We are there to help, to protect, and serve them. And I want the children to know that. I'm old, and we don't do this very much anymore, but I really like foot patrol. I love to get out and go and mingle and talk to people and let them know we're there to help. And I believe people like to see someone showing up when you have a problem, and they're more apt to talk to you then and later on if you need something. I'd like to start something like Coffee with a Cop or Coffee with a Sheriff. That's for one day a month. You go to various restaurants or businesses in Estill County. You sit down for an hour. You drink a cup of coffee or a pot of coffee with somebody and have them come in and talk to you. They don't have to be telling you problems. It's just if they want to come in and talk, that's how you build relationships. Something else is maybe get the sheriff and all the deputies together, and it's not really a block party, but have them all go to a neighborhood and just mingle with people. Let them know who the deputies are, who the sheriff is, and that we're going to be there to help them. But you have to talk. You have to ask questions, and you have to talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Flynn, what are your ideas for programming and activities by the Sheriff's Office that could benefit the community? You have 2 minutes.
One of the most recent ways that we are actually already benefiting the community is happening this Saturday, October 29th. We're participating in the DEA's National Prescription Take Back. I got a phone call a couple of months ago from a representative asking me to be a part of this. I've received many phone calls over, my time in office from family members that, have had loved ones pass away and they have all this medication and they don't know what to do with it. And honestly, up until this point, it's been something that we've been trying to find a solution for. And this is a program that happens twice a year in April and October. So we're participating in that this Saturday. You can come through the drive-through, any unused prescription medication, and drop it off. It can't be liquid or any syringes or needles or anything. We perform canine demonstrations for youth groups, church groups, school system. Anybody that wants, the canines, we can bring them out. We do demonstrations there. We are also, like I mentioned the sheriff camp earlier, we participated this summer in taking 7 kids to the Kentucky Sheriff's Boys and Girls Ranch. It had been since 1999 since we had actually participated in that. And that is a program that we're going to continue to do every summer. One of the other things that we're working on is getting some sort of cell phone education to our kids in school. This is something we're dealing with a lot nowadays, and we need to figure out a way to help educate our children on these various newer trending issues that's coming up that, 15 years ago wasn't an issue, but cell phones and technology is really becoming something that we've got to look at and educate these kids on.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Flynn, the safety of your citizens is obviously a top priority for any sheriff. What steps will you take to ensure the general safety of Estill Countyans, including online safety? You have 2 minutes.
The first thing, we're just going to continue patrolling and answering our emergency calls 24/7. At this time, I have more deputies than we've ever had, and we're working to get more. Right now, there is a total of 9 of us, including myself, one being the court security officer. I've tried to create a culture within the sheriff's office that I didn't have to worry about recruitment or retainment. Everybody, back when we was running last time, you'll have an issue with retention, you'll have an issue with retention. I have tried to create something that would attract people to want to work for me and not just come and bounce ship whenever something else pops up that, may be beneficial, because the guys that work for me and the gals that work for me, they are what keeps the sheriff's office going, and they work for you all. Online safety, I kind of mentioned it a minute ago with the cell phones or whatever. That is another thing. It's constantly evolving. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of the dark web. It's very hard to investigate those types of crimes. There's actually training programs and seminars and different things that you can go to try to figure out some of that stuff. But just being quite honest with you, we don't really have the capability to investigate a lot of those with the minimal resources that we have within the sheriff's office. So a lot of times I forward like the online scams and different things of that nature to either the state police or federal agencies that's got more manpower and more technology to investigate those types of crimes. But anyone with those is more than welcome to call us with the report, and I'll try to help them get the right authorities to help them out.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. White, the safety of your citizens is obviously a top priority for any sheriff. What steps will you take to ensure the general safety of Estill Countyans, including online safety? You have 2 minutes.
You build relationships like getting out and talking to people. You let them see you're patrolling their neighborhoods so they know you're going to be there. You build up trust so that the public will pass on information to law enforcement. My department will fully investigate all complaints because I want the citizens to know that we actually care and we will do something to help them. Reference the online safety. And my department will send the deputies to the police academy to be trained on online computer crime classes. E-crimes against children is now being conducted by KSP. I want us to get involved in that because when it comes to children, you go every step that you can to protect them. We will apply for federal assistance to help educate the citizens on the revolving door of the internet that continues to hurt our children. Every day there's something different on there. No one person can keep up with that. You have to stay on top of it. This is where building working relationships with other departments help. You might need their help in finding somebody that you're investigating or that you're looking for just to talk to. But you have to build up relationships, and people have to be able to tell you what's going on for you to provide safety to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. White, you have 2 minutes to make your closing statement.
My department will be battling the ongoing drug problem in this county. We will focus not on just the drug users, but the drug dealers. The entire Sheriff's Department will work with all other departments to help eradicate the drug problem. With different leadership, we can make this happen. I will say this again, we want to make it as hard as possible for anyone, and I mean anyone, to get their hands on illegal drugs. I will keep a deputy on third shift, which will allow us to get to calls more quickly and protect our businesses more effectively throughout the night. If elected, I give my word that neither myself nor my deputies will be part of shutting down any churches. I believe in constitutional rights. I will stand with the Constitution and our churches. Thank you for letting me speak tonight, and I would love to have your support on November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Flynn, you have 2 minutes to make your closing statement.
Several months ago, I was asked to speak at the Estill County Recovery Rally. That rally was last Friday night, so I know some of you may not have came out, so I'd like to share what I said over there at that rally or whatever. So 4 years ago, I was elected as sheriff of Estill County. I took office January 1st, 2019. We hit the ground running. There's not a manual or a book that you can read to prepare for this office. One of my main priorities has been to help combat the drug problem, or the drug epidemic, and to get people suffering with addiction into treatment. Being number one for overdoses for the past several years is not a statistic that any of us are proud of. It has kept me awake many nights thinking about what I can do to help solve this problem. It's also kept me out working many nights trying to actually track down the individuals responsible for trafficking the illegal drugs in our county and trying to hold them responsible. I've also sat through many meetings with community partners that are working hard on coming up with ways that we can help solve this problem. I would like to personally thank all of them. A few weeks ago, I was at an event talking to a gentleman about different things going on and things that I was working on in the county. And he was asking me, Chris, do you think it's worth it? And I honestly can't remember what I said to him, but I did say, yes, it's worth it. But I thought a lot about that. Being able to save someone's life that is overdosing by administering Narcan to them makes it worth it. Seeing people want to go to rehabs and getting them there makes it worth it. Seeing people send me friend requests on Facebook that's changed their lives around makes it worth it. Seeing people get custody of their kids back makes it worth it. Seeing people in recovery makes it worth it. The bottom line is that this job is very worth it, and I can promise you that I will continue to give it 100% if reelected. Again, I would like to thank all of you for coming out tonight and ask for your vote and support on November 8th. If I got any more time here, early voting will be at the courthouse on November 3rd through the 5th from 8 to 4. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the old sheriff's office. In closing, vision without action is just a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world.
Thank you. Ken White, Chris Flynn, we thank you both for participating in our forum, and we wish you the best in the upcoming election. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, will the candidates for Estill County Judge Executive please come forward? Okay. All right, we have Donnie Watson, we have Greg Wright. Mr. Watson, you drew first, so you have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
I'd like to greet each one. I'm glad you came out. And as we get started here, I took office on January the 7th, 2019. We came into office under extreme debt. We've paid that down considerably. We've worked hard to correct the bad audits that were not my doing. We have prepared balanced budgets and stayed within those. We have made considerable improvements to the Kentucky River Park. We bought the BB&T Bank building and set up a 20-year payment, and we paid it off in 2.5 years. We moved Judge Dean and Judge Leach to the bank building, and we're renting that to the state for $22,800 per year. We had to replace the HVAC system in the courthouse, and that was about $700,000, and we paid for that without borrowing any money. We put a new roof on the senior center, jail, food bank, and Whispering Woods Fire Department, and we paid for all of that without borrowing money. We had one fireman over there, worked 10 years, no retirement had been paid in on him. We caught that up, we paid his retirement up. We bought a new fire engine for Whispering Woods through CSAP money, a new fire truck for the Irvine Fire Department through CSAP money. The ISO rating within a 5 road mile radius of the Whispering Woods Fire Department has gone down from a 5 to a 3 because of some actions that we've taken where we've helped the fire department, resulting in approximately $120 savings per year on homeowners insurance. You can check your insurance and check it. We've resurfaced around 40 blacktop roads. We've got 16 more that have been approved, and we're waiting on a contractor to get in to do those. We bought new equipment for the road department. We've got the Lock 12 Park that was turned over to the county, and the road issue, we had a road issue at Spout Springs. Just about every time it rained, there was an accident. I obtained information from the first responders, and I reported that to the State Highway Department. And as a result, they elevated the curve, and the accident stopped. In the midst of this, we have stood strong through the pandemic, ice and snowstorm, which went off with torrential rain and brought on historical flooding. We accomplished this through the efforts and support of all departments, organizations, and the people of Estill County.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Wright, you now have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
I'd like to thank Tiffany Reynolds, the librarian, for putting this on, and all the people out here, and my opponent, Donnie Watson. I'd like to thank him for being a good sport. And all y'all out here, I'm glad you're here and people listening. One of the reasons I'm running, I felt led from God. And when God tells you to do something, you don't go the opposite direction. And when we had the flood in 2021, I seen that we could address it a little better. And when we were setting dumpsters in floodwater at 12 o'clock at night, the next day on a Friday, we put 16 loads to the landfill, and later put 21 dumpsters out, 24 dumpsters out all over the county where it's flooded. And we had a plan, and that plan, it worked. It was donated money from people that wanted to see the flood victims. It was to see them, they wanted to see that they could give to our county. Our county pulled together, and we were there to help. And I've seen that we need a bigger vision. We need to be able to have plans in place when we have disasters. Let's hit it running, not wait 3 or 4 days and then come up with a plan. Let's have it in plan and ready to go. And I know that I don't have a hidden agenda. My agenda is about a vision for our county to grow in a positive direction, where when our kids come out of school, they won't have to drive a long ways let's get a factory right here in this county where they can go to work right here. We got good facilities right here, and I think we need to get our kids where they'll stay here, not have to move away to a job. We got places right here that we could put factories, and we could make our county grow. Our population, for our youth, they move away, they don't come back. Let's have something for them to stay. And I love this county. I love all these people.
Thank
And
you.
I
That's your
won't
time,
see-
sir. All right, Mr. Wright. Economic development and jobs are one of the main priorities for any county judge. What are your plans to help encourage economic growth in Estill County?
Well, I feel we need an economic development team that will work with our governors and administration in Frankfurt and lay out a plan for recommit to a possibly new industrial park and companies, and our existing industrial park. It's got all the utilities they need, but it's got contamination that would need to be cleared up. There's federal money set aside to do some of the cleaning, but I don't know if it's enough or if it's feasible to just dump a lot of money and it not work out. And I would reach out to chambers of commerce, small business, to build a solid plan for our community. And right now we got a good hospital and we got one grocery store. What would we do if we didn't have those things? We would have to commute to Richmond or some other place. I want it to be where we can have more than just one grocery store. I feel we need to have a little bit more, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, economic development and jobs are one of the main priorities for any county judge. What are your plans to help encourage economic growth in Estill County?
During my second term in office, we obtained land from Southeast Coal Company, which is the Estill County Industrial Park, and Carhart was building on that, getting ready to build on it when I left office. Well, when I came back in office this time, we found out, excuse me, that that land had been leased to a company, and they had turned around and subleased it. And during the meantime, they filed bankruptcy, so the industrial park is tied up in litigation. And so now I've been working with our county attorney, and he's been working with the attorney that representing the bankruptcy, and trying to get the land freed up so it can be used. So that's where we're standing that's where we stand right now on industrial development. We've got the land. It's got all the amenities on it for industrial development. It's got, as Greg has said, the electric, the water, and the sewer. But anyway, it's tied up in bankruptcy. So, and those companies owe the county a lot of taxes, but we can't sue to get it because you can't sue somebody in bankruptcy. That's where we stand.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Watson, a lack of adequate housing of all types has been identified as an issue limiting our progress as a community. How do you feel the judge's office can address this limitation? You have 2 minutes.
The only thing that the county judge has anything to do with housing is in public housing. Sometimes there's residential housing that comes through low income and people that qualify through Kentucky River Foothills for an individual house. But that is not widespread. I'm on the Kentucky River Foothills Development Council Board. We've applied for funds to put a 30-unit complex over at Tyler Lane, and that is in the works. And that's the only way the county judge really has an influence or anything to do with public housing. It's not private residential housing. That's usually done by an investor, and they go out and build a subdivision and sell the houses. That's completely irrelevant to the judge's office, the private housing.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, a lack of adequate housing of all types has been identified as an issue limiting our progress as a community. How do you feel the judge's office can address this limitation? You have 2 minutes.
Well, in the past, I've torn down houses all over this state, and they would buy out maybe a whole block or be flooded, and they'd either put them up out of the water, or they would take 2 houses and build one back. And I had a friend that we would go in, and some of the stuff would be good, and he would build onto his house, and he'd have one room he'd call Georgetown and one Cynthiana and stuff like that. But they would go in and build. But what I think we can do is push for policies where people can encourage people to invest in our community and work with the local and state, federal agencies to develop a plan to expand more affordable housing. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Wright, it is commonly known that our youth are literally the future of our community. What are your ideas for engaging our young people and encouraging them to build their lives here? You have 2 minutes.
Well, first we need to talk to our youth. And what I would do is invite them into our fiscal court and get their ideas, and look into securing funds for a YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, drug prevention programs. And I've got one more thing I'd like to see. You know, Lake Riva, they got things over there, parks, and they got a lake. We could pick out a place in our county that wouldn't be so far out, close to town. We could have a lake, a pavilion where they could have a picnic, or just have a walking trail, nature trail, and we can have more than one park. And we could make this to be a more feasible thing that people would enjoy and maybe stay here a little longer instead of moving away. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, it is commonly known that our youth are literally the future of our community. What are your ideas for engaging our young people and encouraging them to build their lives here? You have 2 minutes.
First of all, I love our county. I love our people. I love living here. I don't want to live anywhere else. And we've got the Kentucky River Park down at Wiseman Crossing. We're working on that park. We've done a lot of work to that park. We are doing things down there. We've got a lot of playground equipment coming in. It's been ordered for several months. And you know how it is when you anything you buy now, you get put on back order. But it's due to come in, and it's not only for the little kids. We got stuff for the older kids, and we're talking about, it's got a walking trail already down there. We've got a fishing pond. We're going to put in frisbee golf. There's just a lot of things we can do, and we're working on, and tourism is one of the big things for our county. We're going to tie that in with the Kentucky River, with the park up at Ravenna. And hopefully we can have some kayaks that people can rent, go down the river and get out down there at the park at Wiseman Crossing. We also have, well, the river's down there. We've got the water there. We've got plenty we can do. And we've talked to the Fish and Wildlife, and hopefully we can get a little boat dock down there. We've just got a lot of things in mind, and you'd have to go down there and look at it to see actually what we've done.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Watson, in today's society, A baseline of local amenities are expected in a thriving community. What are your plans for addressing these quality of life expectations from your constituents? You have 2 minutes.
Well, we're cleaning up the roadways. You can see that. We've done a lot of that. I encourage kids. I encourage them to participate, and we support the local organizations of Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. We have been active with them. We want to promote the school things in school. We support the kids fully, and we're here to help them. You know, we're here to do what we can to support our kids and our neighborhoods, and we've all worked together. The fiscal court has been super in working with me, working together. Not only the fiscal court, but all the officials. We've worked together to promote our county and to make it a better place for all of us to live in.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, in today's society, a baseline of local amenities are expected in a thriving community. What are your plans for addressing these quality of life expectations from your constituents? You have 2 minutes.
Well, we need to talk to the citizens and see what they would like to see here in the county, and work with the tourism to establish a farmers market pavilion, community restrooms at the festivals, possibly RV camps like down there at the Wiseman Crossing, and up at the Lock 12. They already got those, but we would promote those for people that they could use those while they was at the festival. And I would like to take our magistrates and go on a tour and see what a progressive county looks like. And we got a theater up there at the Railroad Apple Theater, and I would be all behind all these things to see our county move in a positive direction.
All right, thank you. Now, Mr. Wright, what is your top priority for infrastructure improvement in our county, and how do you plan to address it? You have 2 minutes.
Well, I would first want to drive on every road and see what the maintenance is on it, and I would look at our schedule and see what we need to resurface. I think we need countywide trash pickup and maybe recycle. And I would look at our equipment, just make sure it is efficient. And we got some places like Cobb Hill, and we've got Barnes Mountain. I would take our salt and just put it in a place up there, and when the snow and ice came, you can't play catch up and stay ahead of that. Have them in place and work them areas and work the lower areas where it's not so bad with bigger trucks. And I would work close with the road department, have monthly meetings with all utility companies. When people don't have Wi-Fi and all these things, let's see why we don't have that. Work, you know, if they got a water leak, let's see what their problem is. And, you know, if you don't know you got a problem, you can't address it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, what is your top priority for infrastructure improvement in our county, and how do you plan to address it? You have 2 minutes.
First off, Cobb Hill and Barnes Mountain are state highways. County we don't salt those hills. My top priority, we're helping fund the new water line to go under the river over to the south side of the river. New water line, new sewer line, and make sure those people never run out of water. We've got a 60-year-old water line laying under the river, and you know as well as I do, anything 60-year-old that's man-made is subject to tear up at any time. if we had a catastrophic failure of the water line, all you people living south of the river, across the bridge, would be out of water in just a little while. Just last week, I met with Quentin Smith, who is an architect and engineer, design guy with a company, engineering company that's doing design work on Kentucky 82. They're planning on redoing that road, and he's drawn up the design to present to the state. But anyway, we've done a lot of roads. We've got a lot of roads to do. We're going to do some pothole filling as quick as we can buy some coal mix, but coal mix is like everything else, it's in short supply. Nobody's got any. We can't buy any, and we've got a lot to do, but we've got a long way to go, and we're going forward with the county, and we're doing all we can to make sure our lives, your lives, our children's lives are better.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Watson, you have 2 minutes to make your closing remarks.
Well, like I said earlier, I love this county. I love our people. I don't want to live anywhere else. I want the very best for you, for your family, and for our grandkids, great-grandkids, and I've got a lot of family. Most of my family lives here. And we're working on the roads. We're working on everything we can do to improve our lives. And I'm working with the kids. We're doing all we can to make sure that this county moves forward in a good way for our family.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, you now have 2 minutes to make your closing remarks.
I felt that one thing I'd like to clear up, I don't have no hidden agenda. And I'm running because I felt led to run. And I don't feel that I'm, when you say inexperienced, I've ran a business for 30 years, and it's a striving business. I got a strong Christian value, and I got a vision that this county will have factories, and we'll have those things that we don't have to ship our kids away. They can stay here. And when you say love this county, I love our county, and I've also I've worked here all but 18 months in my working period. I made my living here in this county, and I love these people. I do stuff for them. Sometimes it's about seeing our county grow. We got to get our youth involved, and we got to motivate them, let them know that they can make it here, and we don't need to see them move away, but stay here and let them have something that they are pleased to stay here with. And November the 8th, we need to make a decision. Do you want to see our county prosper? Do you want to see things come here? You need to think about making the right choice. And I thank you.
That's your time. Thank you. Donnie Watson, Greg Wright, we thank you both for participating in our forum, and we wish you the best in the upcoming election. Let's hear it. Okay, next on the hot seat. Will the candidates for state representative please come forward? Okay, we have Bill Wesley, Martina Jackson. Mr. Wesley, you drew first, so you have 3 minutes for your opening statement.
I was glad to be here. Thank you for electing me the first time, and it's been an honor to serve my district, which every 10 years they go through a redistricting, so I lost my last district, which was Breathitt, Owsley, Lee County, and a little bit of Waco, or the Waco precinct over in Madison. Today, I inherited Powell, Estill, and the northern central part of Madison. So I'm just looking forward to serving you. I've been working with local officials, coming into this right now, planning ahead. I'm a man that has vision. I want to see us go forward and succeed. Yesterday, we was over in Powell County and trying to start a ROTC program for our children, our young people. And I'm just looking forward to seeing good projects come through. We've already had 3 meetings to get a new school over there. I've had meetings set up since I've came into this new district to build relationship. I believe if we can work with our local officials, lower and higher levels, we can get more things done. And so I want to be on board to work with other officials and see what we could do for the people. My main thing is I want to hear you. I want to hear what the needs are. And every district is a little, or every county is a little different. We have been working on some good road projects here and throughout the district. My biggest one was the Irvine Bridge. I'm thankful that I was able to be part of that. The way I approached that was a historic, because there could be no agreement on what color the bridge was going to be. So we just kept it Army green. It was constructed in 1940. So anyways, that was a big success. Phase 1 has been approved for us to start the walkway. So either way, however God works this, I'm just blessed to be able to be part of whatever we've already done. We have had several meetings with some companies, and meeting with like James Gross and Billy Arthur, we have went and met with some companies. So it's, we are trying to bring some success and some good companies here, jobs, to produce jobs. We've met with teachers, seeing what their needs are. And most of all, I want to hear from you. And so going from 6 counties to 3, it's been a blessing. But still, I want to put just as much into that as I did before. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, you now have 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you to the partners who've put this forum together. I'm very appreciative of that. I think it's very important that the public see candidates in all shapes and forms. And so the public forum is a great way to do that. For those of you I've not met yet, my name is Martina Jackson. I'm a mother. I'm a woman of faith. I work at Eastern Kentucky University. I've also worked at Berea College, the Justice Cabinet in Frankfurt, among other things. But tonight, I want this to be a time for you guys to get to know me a little bit better if you haven't already seen me at your door, which I've been doing throughout the campaign, knocking doors and talking to voters. But as a mother, I'm very concerned about the future of Kentucky for our children and what is happening in Frankfurt. As a working Kentuckian, someone who's working 40 hours a week should be able to take care of their family and not worry about putting food on the table. As a parent with a 10-year-old now in 4th grade, our public schools are being targeted and attacked, and it's not okay. I am on the SBDM council of my son's school, and I work with teachers every day, not just at work, but also in an elementary school. And I see and hear the needs of our families, whether they're special needs, to students who just need a little support. But Frankfurt also has to hold those values too, and I hold those values. Again, I hope that you guys will give me an opportunity to really hear what my experience is, and that I value every single person that I have come in contact with. I value their stories and what they have to offer. We are better together when we work together. Thank you for the minute. The last thing I want to say is that I think during this campaign, it has shown me that each county is very unique, and it's important that any representative in this seat knows and does what is best for those people in that county, not what is best for one county over the other. There's 3 counties, there's 3 different profiles and needs, And in my training facilitation, I understand how to do that and work with people of all different stripes. I've been doing it my whole life. So thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, how do you plan to ensure the needs and wishes of your constituents are heard and addressed in Frankfort? You have 2 minutes.
Throughout this campaign, I have already had a great digital online presence. When I give out my card, I give people my direct cell phone number and my email. I'm always in the communities across the district. Of course, I can't be at 3 places at one time, but I believe in being in community with one another. So you'll find me in the community talking with everyone in the community at some point. But for example, in my role at the Justice Cabinet, I worked with agencies, with law enforcement, with county attorneys, to the courts. I brought them in as a town hall, and we talked about how we could best serve victims of crime, in particular those experiencing domestic violence and sexual assault. I want to leave knowing that they've been heard, they've been seen, and they've been valued. It's not just about being neglected. It's about making sure that you're heard and seen and valued in Frankfort. And so I do that in my work. I do that through my experience with the Justice Cabinet to working with students at EKU. And so I'll continue to do that because that's just the way I am.
Thank you. Mr. Wesley, how do you plan to ensure the needs and wishes of your constituents are heard and addressed in Frankfort? You have 2 minutes.
First of all, I believe in building relationships, knowing the heart of the people, working with local government. I've already worked on some projects with local government in different counties, especially Breathitt County, to get water and infrastructure built and going, put in new water lines, hearing the heart of the people, because I believe that there is a difference in the counties. I want to treat everyone the same. I've always ran on every man's track record will speak for itself. So the things I've already done has, I believe, spoke volumes on what I'm going to do and what I've already done. And so being part of Lee County, working up in there, we've seen the heart of the people, that there was such, well, if you're on Facebook, you would see the water, it was turned brown. And so 100-some people standing out in the rain, I want to be part of that. I want to be able to be their voice. And that's what I feel as a representative is. You're representing a district, a people, not a party. And so I'm going to be a voice regardless of who it is. I want to hear them. My phone line has always been open. If you've tried to call my office, it might take me a couple of days to get back with you, especially by emails. We get flooded with hundreds of questions and comments and needs, and we can't do everything. But the things that we can do on a state level, we'll work with the local government and push for them things to happen.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Wesley, what are your plans to address the infrastructure needs of the counties you will represent? You have 2 minutes.
Well, like I said, every man's record speaks for itself, and working with local government, the plans that I want to have is to see things that has been neglected to be restored. And so we have seen a lot of things. I've went to our courts here in Estill County, not just Estill, but other counties, whatever the neglect was. And so like we got Cottage Furnace, I believe tourism is going to be a good thing, a big thing in Estill County. And so working with them, trying to get things reopened, restored, and renewed. There's a lot of money available right now, working with local government, working with our leadership at the House level. I believe that we can get these things, that it's going to take money. And so, but running with the vision for our counties, I believe that we're going to have that and have the heart of the people. So I'm just thankful to living here, being able to see the neglect and the need. And so we're going to try our best to get in there and see what we can do.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, what are your plans to address the infrastructure needs of the counties you will represent? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Again, we have 3 different counties among the 91st district, so each of those will have different needs and different wants. We have state parks, we have state highways, and we definitely need for investment in broadband. Those are also major components to our economic development, to bringing in folks. We have to have water and sewage treatment plants as well. I think those major components, those tenets, should be looked at across each county in the district to see where we can bring in funding. I don't want to leave dollars on the table where we have opportunity to really do some good work to make sure that when we do have tourism dollars come in, that we can support the people coming and going in our communities. And also going back to broadband, that at this time, it's more of a utility, not only for our businesses to have internet connection, but for public schools as well. And so I want to continue to work with our stakeholders, whether it's our judge executive, county level officials, to our local city officials, to make sure that we're working together and we're working hand in hand to do those critical infrastructure needs.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Jackson, given the rural nature of the 91st District, what are your plans to help encourage economic development in these communities? You have 2 minutes.
So as I've already mentioned, some of the critical infrastructure needs are also key components to economic development. For example, I think of the festivals that happen throughout the district. We have the Mushroom Festival, to the Corn Festival in Stanton, and then the Millstone Festival in Richmond. So all three of these counties have economic development opportunities. I see those as assets. And the more we can get people to come in, we get them to stay, to eat. Those are dollars that stay right here in Estill County, Powell County, and Madison County. So those are things that I'm looking at. What are the assets that we already have? What can we do to expand on that? What can we do to make sure that tourism dollars don't miss Estill County in particular? Because I know when I talk to folks from Estill County, we talk about how Madison County and Powell County get the money. Now, I love all three counties, but I can understand that is a challenge, and we want to make sure that Estill County gets seen as well in that.
Thank you. Mr. Wesley, given the rural nature of the 91st District, what are your plans to help encourage economic development in these communities? You have 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. I thank you for that question. I think that I've already tried to do that, meeting with companies, bringing in growth that way for jobs, trying to open up the cottage furnace and places like that, because we're trying to build on tourism, build that up. I believe in trying to get people to come and stay, so we got to have them things available. We only got one motel, it's kind of run down. We have applied for grants, and I've sent out letter of supports for different projects through people that is trying to build apartment complexes. I worked with the Fair Barn. We're trying to get a grant over there to get the campground going. So I believe that we can, we have a lot of things here that we can produce and revive again to bring in this growth. I see a lot in Estill County. I see a lot in our mountains in eastern Kentucky. And so by living here and knowing the people, being here for about 20 years, there's a lot of opportunities. And I want to see our kids grow. I don't want to see them leave, because it seems like every time our kids graduate, we see them leave to go into another county or another district. And I believe that we can build this up. I'm on the Taiwan caucus in Frankfurt. We have met with them and trying to get at least one company to come if we can work with local government. I can't push any company in any part of the district, but we can work together to make that happen.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Wesley, given the historic flooding we have experienced in recent times, what are your ideas to address the causes of these catastrophes?
Yes, sir. When I first got in office, and there's no handbook in this, when I first got in office, I remember that my whole district was underwater. I didn't know which way to go, who to turn to. Through that time, we built relationships, and we was able to have some success in the first flooding. So since we've had some kind of experience in this flood that we just went through, I was able to do more. And some of you that's here today, some of the school faculty, local elected officials. I had 1,100 beds brought into this county and distributed through our district to hear the needs. We sent out crews after crews to help get these houses cleaned up, and some of you that's here tonight, we've helped on some of your homes. It's a devastation anywhere if you go through, whether it's a tornado or the flooding, we have to get our boots on the ground. And so I don't mind to get my feet wet and my hands dirty, but I'm just thankful to be able to be a part of that. So through this last flood, we passed $12 million for Eastern Kentucky. I am a voice up there for Eastern Kentucky for sure, and our county and our districts.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, given the historic flooding we have experienced in recent times, what are your ideas to address the causes of these catastrophes?
I would like to say that seeing the students that were just coming back to school from those various counties that were impacted by the flood, it was very hard to see, knowing that their parents said, you need to go on and go to school and not be able to help as much as they wanted to. So I could see firsthand that reality of students being impacted at EKU. But to address something like this, I think we do need to look at our budget. It's a moral document to say what we care about. And at this point, we know that natural disasters are going to happen in Kentucky, and from flooding to tornadoes, et cetera. So we need to start allocating funding to that in preparation. People need financial support, they need to be able to rebuild, and they need to know that their unemployment benefits won't be cut too short. This past legislation session, unemployment benefits were cut. That's detrimental to the people who are experiencing disasters. They were forced out of work. So those things like that, we have to make sure that people are being taken care of, that they're being valued in Frankfort when they're at their most vulnerable moments. And I'll continue to advocate for the people of Eastern Kentucky. I'm Appalachian, and that's important to me that we're not overlooked and that we are seen, and that when these things happen, that we have the money ready to go to support people so they can recover.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Jackson, what is your plan to deal with and overcome the divisiveness that exists in the current political climate? You have 2 minutes.
I think oftentimes we get lost in the national narrative of what's going on in politics. The Kentucky I know is not the national divisive politics. When I have knocked on doors and talked to people, independents, Republicans, Democrats, people meet me with a smile and they want somebody to listen. I see them as a person, as a human. I'm not there to tell them or shame them for what they believe, how they worship, or who they love. Those are the things in my campaign that I've been doing and I will continue to do. I see students from all different backgrounds, and I can't turn them away based on a political affiliation. That would be a shame. So in my leadership, you will see me walking hand in hand with people that do not look like me, talk like me, worship like me. Everyone deserves to be valued in Frankfort. Estill County, Madison County, Powell County. It takes connection with people, intentionality, and making sure people know that I'm extending a hand and not smacking their hand away. I believe that we lift each other up. Kentuckians do that. We do that well. We've seen that in the flooding. We go to work together. So you'll see me advocating for policies that help us, not hurt us. And I will talk to people and listen to people, not to find or place an agenda, because as a representative, I put my personal ideas aside and I listen to what people need here so that we are not in the mess of political divisiveness, but that we are lifting one another up. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wesley, what is your plan to deal with and overcome the divisiveness that exists in the current political climate? You have 2 minutes.
Well, we have to work together up at Frankfurt. We have a governor that is the opposite party of what I am, and so, but we have to work together. And when I come back to my district, I have to look at that too, that I don't see the party, I try to see the people. Working in the flooding, and I've worked in both, and a representative has 2-year term. So in my 2-year term, I've had 4 sessions under my belt and 2 floodings. And so in the floodings up in Breathitt County, working in this area, I seen that people was coming from around different states and coming in, and I appreciated that so much. We had a lot of help come from here, our fire departments. But what I had a question that really shook me. This guy from another state said, if this catastrophe would have happened in my state, we would have never had this much help. And I understood the definition, the understanding of what Commonwealth means, that we come together and we pull together. So as your representative, I want to work with whoever, regardless of what party, to get the best that we can get in our district. I can guarantee you this, you do have a voice at the table as being a representative. And so I'll continue to serve, and I'll continue to be a voice for all the needs that we have in our district throughout our state.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Wesley, you have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
I've been a pastor for about 20 years, and I don't use religion as a crutch or anything, but I will say that the Lord's compelled me to run, and that's why I'm here. And when he's done, I'm done. But I will say that being a Marine Corps veteran, I love our veterans. I've tried to run House bills. I've ran several House bills that has become law in the past 22 months. Our bills has exceeded past the last 12 years of representation in our district. I'm proud of that. My last House bill was House Bill 79 that gave PTSD resources for all of our dispatchers throughout the state of Kentucky. I love serving. I love interacting with our law enforcement and our veterans, National Guard. I have fought against the Green Deal that's trying to come over here from Canada. We have fought against them, and because when they start buying up the co-ops, we're going to lose our electric. And right now they're having 600 to 800 price electric bills in eastern Kentucky, like over Knott County and Perry County. And I think that's wrong. I am the only candidate in this race that is endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life. I will be a voice for the unborn. I am the only candidate endorsed by the FOP, Fraternal of Police. I do believe that all lives matter. I am the only candidate in this race that will be a voice for your NRA, your Second Amendment. I am a Second Amendment defender. I've ran a House bill to be a sanctuary state, because I believe that we're going to come to a time where we're going to have to defend ourselves more. And so as your representative, I've tried to do the best I could. Last year, I've ran 3 House bills that went through. 2 didn't get all the way through, but 1 did. And so I ask for your vote. I ask for your prayers. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, you now have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
We'd like to thank you all for coming out to listen and learn a little bit more about the candidates that are stepping up to represent you all. As a mom, I am incredibly excited to share this journey with my son. It's not every day that a 10-year-old gets to see his mom run for office. More so, you won't see me pander to national politics, but what you will see me do is work for the people in the 91st District. I'm endorsed by the working Kentuckians across this state. I have connected with Kentuckians outside of our district and people across this nation, because I have always extended a hand to say, how can we work together? What does that relationship look like? And I move from talk to action. It's not just big, bold naive ideas. It is, what does the work look like so that Estill Countyans, Madison Countyans, and Powell Countyans can be taken care of? I appreciate your vote on November 8th. I'm a pro-public education advocate. I'm a mother. I'm a Kentuckian, and I'm ready to do the work. Thank you.
Thank you. Bill Wesley, Martina Jackson.
Thank you.
We thank you both for participating in our forum, and best wishes in the upcoming election. Let's hear it for them. All righty. Will the candidates for state senator please come forward? Okay, so the candidates in this race are Brandon Smith and Sid Allen. This is not Brandon Smith. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Mr. Smith was unable to be with us. Lee Darbyshire is his official designee for this forum and has provided her with prepared statements to our questions. So I will say, let's see, so how will I say this? I'm not going to say Mr. Smith. So representing Mr. Smith.
There you go.
You drew first, and you now have 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Good evening. On behalf of Senator Smith, I'll read his statement. I apologize for not being able to be with you this evening, and I want to thank everyone involved in setting up this important civic event. I would like to begin by giving a little background on myself, since Estill County was just added to the 30th senatorial district due to redistricting in January. I have not had the pleasure of meeting as many of my new constituents as I would like, but have been changing that week by week as I make my way across the whole district, which includes Estill, as well as Breathitt, Lee, Leslie, Magoffin, Morgan, Perry, Powell, and Wolfe counties. It is a large district, but I would venture to say the most beautiful in the whole Commonwealth. I am a small business owner and a native Eastern Kentuckian. I attended the University of Kentucky and have built our life back in Hazard, where I grew up. My wife, Laurel, and I have 3 small children, Gray, who is 8, Kipling, who is 6, and Claude, who is 4. I'm a member of the Lions Club, a master mason, the Shrine, and founded the Hazard Sailing School, a nonprofit sailing instructional school specifically aimed at helping children on the autism spectrum learn not only to sail, but also the confidence and water conservation skills that come with it. We are members of the First Presbyterian Church in Hazard. I share this glimpse of our family life with you because at its core, family is one of the most important fundamentals of who we are. I began my public service as a city commissioner. After that, I served in the House of Representatives until I was elected to the Kentucky State Senate. My background allows me a unique perspective of working at the local and state level across party lines for real results. In the Senate, I serve as chairman of the Natural Resource and Energy Committee. I am a strong advocate for the plentiful natural resources Kentucky and our region have to offer. I repeatedly stand up against the current Biden administration in order to allow more permits. Last week, I challenged the governor following Biden's disastrous energy policy about the delay in natural gas and coal permits necessary for our energy independence and to ease the strain on your pocketbooks. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Allen, you have 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I'd like to thank everyone who put this on. I think this is my 27th or 23rd one I've been to lately. This has been well put together. I'd like to start out, like I said, my name is Sid Allen. I was born and raised in Morgan County. After the 2012 tornado,
I lost everything I had, and we ended up moving over to Wolf County to make a real fast adjustment. So I understand what a disaster and going through a disaster is firsthand. I have 3 kids, one son, he is 29 now, got one daughter, she is 25, and have my youngest is 17, and she is a senior at Morgan County High School. I worked for the state as a mine inspector for 20 years in Pike County. I've had 3 successful businesses, building them both from the ground up, and I know what it takes to start something with nothing and to make it successful. I know how to do my own budget. I know how to make money and how to save money. One of the biggest reasons that I ran for this is to help the teachers. You know, they just voted for themselves an own raise down there for the state senate, and they denied the teachers a raise, and that's a shame. Also, with the charter schools coming out, you know, that's going to take our tax dollars and give to our private school. I don't have a problem with a private school. If you want to have a private school, let the private pay for it, not our tax dollars. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Allen, what is your plan to deal with and overcome the divisiveness that exists in the current political climate? You have 2 minutes.
Again, I'm from East Kentucky. I'm born and raised here. I live here. I drive these same roads. I didn't know that there really was a divisiveness in our area. I don't see a party. I think we're all the same. You know, I believe in God, and I don't think we have that problem here. I've had that question asked at 3 different events in the last little bit. If we can't work together, you know, when I go to Frankfort, I'm not going to be like some of them and say, you know, your constituents are 80% for this, but you're voting no because you don't believe in it. I think that's wrong. I think that's more divisive than what's going on. I need to vote with the way you guys want, not the way I want. So right now, I don't see it. I think we're all just one and we can all work together.
Thank you. Representing Mr. Smith, what is your plan to deal with and overcome the divisiveness that exists in the current political climate? You have 2 minutes.
On behalf of State Senator Smith, the divisiveness in our country is very evident when you watch the news or read the papers. The internet might be the most divisive place on earth. But at the end of the day, we as humans have more in common than we do differences. As a member of the House of Representatives years ago, I found myself in the minority party and learned quickly to reach across the aisle and find a way to work together for Kentuckians. Facts are stubborn things. You can look at my record and see the work I have done and will continue to do for you.
Thank you. Now for Mr. Smith, what are your ideas for encouraging economic development across your entire district? You have 2 minutes.
Again, on behalf of State Senator Smith, economic development is critical. We have a large and diverse district with a lot to offer, including a very capable workforce and land to grow. I will continue to make Kentucky as business-friendly as possible, cutting out the red tape to make it easier for businesses to come to the 30th District in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, build and stay. There's one political party who likes to deregulate and put more money back in your pockets to do with what you think best. And there is the other who believes taxing the people and deciding some new government-funded project will help you in some way. The differences are very clear there. I have immersed myself in emerging technology and truly believe Kentucky is poised at the forefront to become a national leader in this field. We have some exciting news, and I will be able to share in the coming weeks about blockchain technology in Eastern Kentucky. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Allen, what are your ideas for encouraging economic development across your entire district? You have 2 minutes.
You know, that's a good question you asked, too. Almost every county in this district has some of the best workforce that there is in the country. Every one of them has an industrial park that's ready to go. Very few of them have anything. You know, the Carhartt factory here, you all are very blessed because some of these other counties don't have nothing and they're ready. There's no reason. We have the workforce. Everybody in this district is driving miles just to go work. We need to try to get industry to come here. Look at our pretty sceneries and everything. We also need to work on tourism. You know, you all have got the steam engine here. This needs to be worked hand in hand, though. You don't want it to get out of hand. It needs to be done in a controlled manner to where we can grow and be able to stand the growth. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Allen, what do you feel should be the top priorities when addressing the next state budget? You have 2 minutes.
With the next state budget, we really need to take care of our flood victims. It's sad. If you go up there right now to Crockett'sville, they took, I think there's 22 trailers over there, and they dumped them out and left them there. Seriously, this is, if you go see it, there's 22 different trailers that they set them up, and hasn't been nobody back for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They can't use the restrooms or the showers in the trailers. They've got to use the portable that's out there. It's because nobody's come to pump them out. They dropped off a pallet of water 4 weeks ago, and that's all that's ever came back. The kids that's out there are having to go to a different school because it was too far to truck them back or bus them back to where they need to go. I think we need to work on that. Then I also think the budget, we need to look to try to get some business in East Kentucky, if it's tourism, or if it's like I said earlier, get a business to come and locate in one of these counties that needs jobs. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Mr. Smith, what do you feel should be the top priorities when addressing the next state budget? You have 2 minutes.
Again, speaking for State Senator Smith, this year is different. Normally, we focus on a fiscally responsible budget, prioritizing education, infrastructure, while keeping a healthy rainy day fund. The next budget, while I will continue to remain fiscally responsible, we must have adequate funding for affordable housing for the victims of the recent flood and those who are still left without permanent homes from the Western Kentucky tornado. Without housing, there are no families. Without families, there are no children. Without children, there's no ADA money for schools. And the trickle-down effect goes on and on. We cannot afford a mass exodus out of the 30th district. Thank you.
Thank you. Now for Mr. Smith, there are 9 counties in the 30th district. What are ideas you have for cooperative efforts to progress the entire region? You have 2 minutes.
On behalf of State Senator Smith, this is the largest Senate district in Kentucky. We have 9 independent and vibrant counties who we cannot homogenize but need to appreciate. Each individual county has much to share. With that being said, we can find ways to work together to improve the region. As co-chair of the Kentucky Mountain Regional Recreational Authority, I work with county judges in multiple counties to unify our trail and ATV parks. This was spurred from my 2008 Adventure Tourism Bill, a bipartisan bill I sponsored and drafted with then First Lady Jane Brashear. making it easier for private landowners to allow this growing industry on their property. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Allen, there are 9 counties in the 30th district. What are ideas you have for cooperative efforts to progress the entire region? You have 2 minutes.
That's a good question, and like there is 9 counties, and as we said earlier, it's probably the prettiest place that you've ever seen. I think all the counties need to work together. Again, as I said earlier, for tourism, this is a beautiful place to come and visit. But again, I think it will need to be controlled. You know, we don't want it to turn into a little Gatlinburg or something, but I think we can do it. Like the steam engine here, we've got the Red River Gorge, and you go on up to Perry County, they have trails to ride. Breathitt County has the park up there. There's all kinds of things, but I think it needs to be worked together so everybody knows what's going on in each area, and that way we're not overrun too fast. You can grow too fast. I think we need to, kind of let the judges and let the people be more to do with that. That's not up for the state to tell you how to do it. I think we need to do it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Allen, please share your ideas for retaining teachers and other well-trained professionals in your district's counties. You have 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, as I hit on that a little bit earlier, the state Senate voted the teachers no on a raise, yet they voted themselves one. Our teachers are the most important thing for our children. We need to take care of them. We need to up their pay. I think that's really irresponsible not to take care of our teachers. The charter schools is going to take away from our public schools. When you start taking the tax dollars away to pay for a private school, I think we need to look at increasing the funding and the budget for our teachers and our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, for Mr. Smith, please share your ideas for retaining teachers and other well-trained professionals in your district's counties.
Speaking on behalf of State Senator Smith, a lot of people do not know this, but many, many years ago, I taught school at Oneida Baptist. I lived off campus in a trailer with 3 other teachers, and I made $25 a week. Many days we shared books between teachers where we reached into our own pockets to make do for the students. Those years have never left me. It was tough for me, make no mistake about it. I have made it my political life to take care of those who take care of our future, our children. You cannot retain anyone you don't understand. And I understand these teachers and laborers who ultimately have to provide for their families. We retain them through pay, through securing their retirement, and through making the Commonwealth of Kentucky the best place to live and raise your family. Thank you.
Thank you. Now finally, for Mr. Smith, you have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
Speaking on behalf of State Senator Smith, I will close with a personal testimony. When the catastrophic flooding hit our communities in late July, I was on the ground within hours helping. I spent every day at the airport for weeks assisting helicopter rescues with the National Guard. I fought for affordable housing during the special session called in August. I continue to facilitate and hand deliver supplies to families in need. It has been hard work, emotional work. I feel called to do what is right and will not stop. I humbly ask you to consider voting for me re-election. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I will do my best to answer or assist. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Allen, you have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
Thank you. Guys, as I said earlier, I'm just an Eastern Kentuckian. I've always lived here. I will always live here. I travel the same road that you travel. I eat at the same restaurant you eat, and I'll always remain here. I will not leave. Again, the flooding, yeah, I was up there for 3 weeks in the mud and the muck with all of them. My heart goes out to those people, and we really need to take care of them and keep an eye on them. We need to take care of our teachers. We need to take care of our fire departments. We need to take care of our ambulance services and our law enforcement. I'm pro-life, pro-guns, and I'm pro-East Kentucky. That's it.
Thank you. Lee Riley Derbyshire on behalf of Brandon Smith, Sid Allen. We thank you both for participating in our forum, and we wish you the best in the upcoming election. Let's show them our appreciation. Okay, thank you again to all candidates for participating in this evening's forum. Once again, we would like to thank our partners, the Estill County Public Library, Estill Development Alliance, Ethan Moore with Pickup Country WSKV for sound and live streaming for us this evening, Estill County High School for hosting us, and a special thank you to the women's clubs of both our local parties for helping make this a successful event. Want to thank Jessica again for being our diligent timekeeper. And we are very, very pleased to be able to bring this forum to the people of Estill County. And now please give one more round of applause to all of our candidates here tonight. We want to thank everyone here for your attendance. Thank everyone for your participation. Best of luck to all candidates on November 8th. Again, I'm Joe Crawford, and I thank you for being here tonight or watching at home. No matter your chosen candidates, get out and vote. And please remember, all of these candidates want us to have a better community and a better Commonwealth. It's our job as voters to decide whose ideas for how to make that happen most align with our own. So from all of us here to all of you, good night.